Buongiorno, let's welcome Italian take on Melodic Death Metal Jumpscare, which is here with two CDRs, the debut album, which is Don't Close Your Eyes, and Rise and Fall, a new single from the band. This is 5 years older, this is very much of the modern day, but this is only a single, even with three tracks. So let's give them a go. These are both CDR versions of the album. I don't know why there isn't more than a CDR, but there you go. So this is a band that hasn't been too active with only one album out as far as I could tell. And okay, this is not being removed here. So my point here is this is very much like an Italian take of things which could be really Swedish sounding. And when I say melodic death metal, I'm thinking, let's talk about bands like In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, and all of those in the early mid-90s. And this is how the style roughly is. They are giving you the idea how to make those nice, melodic, catchy riffs and parts with not flirting too much with thrash metal. So maybe forget so much at the gates from this equation and focus on bands like In Flames and Dark Tranquillity. Now, back in the day, sometimes those bands were borderline black death metal, but let's be honest about it. This is more death metallic side, even with the vocals and all. Now, however, Rise and Fall is a little bit different. This one with the 3 tracks, but then again, all these 3 tracks are Rise and Fall. Full song, instrumental version, orchestral version. I don't know why they are really needed, because they don't really, make their first song better than that. They're just different versions. And this is how Jumpscare really looks like. And if you're wondering about the name, which can sound a little bit silly or weird, well, of course, it's a reference to horror movies where you just, shit, you scared the shit out of me with the whatever, shocking effect and all. So let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site. Jumpscare from Naples, or Napoli, from Italy, is from 2015, and ever since they started, the right way, doing demos first, then moving on to EP, and then, a few years later, this album, Don't Close Your Eyes, which is in fact a pretty good of an album. Couple things first. First of all, they don't reinvent the wheel. They are basically taking the Italian twist to this Italian version of In Flames, and they're doing it nicely. No, I don't agree with the 100% thing. It's not a perfect album, but it's pretty good. And another good thing is, look at this, 33 minutes through 8 songs, meaning the songs are not overextending their stay, but rather focused, which is exactly what you kind of want from this kind of music. You don't want to have the 12-minute versions of epic landscapes in the world of melodic death metal. You want to have the songs nice, sweet, in and out within 3-4 minutes, and then you move on, which makes you come back if you have a thirst for the given style, because once again, it's not getting too progressive, it's not getting overextending because of various stupid reasons. It's focused and it's good. And already the production is pretty solid, not to mention the vocals, so everything here is clicking. For a debut album, this is rather good, and I think you should be giving it the chance if you like melodic black metal to begin with. Now, what happened with 5 years, I don't know, but Rise and Fall here is a new teaser to whatever there is to be had in the future. And this is more like black death metal, really. I mean, you can hear the melodic death metal presence, but it's going towards so-called behemoth direction. There are more elements from the rather black death metal thing, which also has orchestrated parts. While they sound nice and all that stuff, it feels like now this band is changing maybe a little too much. And in my opinion, this Rise and Fall isn't as good as the debut album. Then again, it's only 1 song, so it's hard to compare 1 song versus 8 songs album. So I wouldn't go too much judgmental on that based on 1 song only. But since it's like 3 different versions, what's the takeaway with the instrumental and orchestral version? Well, they are the kind of a complementary things, and to be honest, kind of unnecessary ones. I mean, it makes sense when you release it on CD, you kind of want to give something extra rather than just 1 song. But to be honest, it's more like a bonus material content and nothing beyond that. We shall see where it goes in the future, because to be honest, Rise and Fall seems to betray its early fans with a new style. But maybe it's just one song that is more orchestrated and flirting with the black death metal, not as so much abandoning the original melodic metal. Interesting band nonetheless. This is the first time I actually hear from the band, and to be honest, I wish they keep going with the Don't Close Your Eyes style, because there are not too many old school melodic death metal bands these days anymore. The kind of a Gothenburg thing was so big in the 90s and even early 2000s, and then In Flames decided to go all metalcore. Dark Triangle, they went into softer ways, and Dissection was goner, and besides they were more in the melodic black metal sense. My point here is that scene pretty much vanished or changed with the given bands becoming something else than what they were in the early years. So there's kind of a void, there's kind of a demand, in my opinion, for these kind of bands. So let's hope that Jumpscare keep honing, polishing their style with Don't Close Your Eyes and become something else later on. Meanwhile, they do have a promise. They do have the potential to become something very, very interesting. So far, not there yet maybe, but still a decent debut album. So give it a go if you like melodic death metal. And if you don't, then move on with more reviews coming your way. Links are included in the description box for you to check out the music easily, including Metal Archives and beyond. Take care and enjoy.